busting. Many brothers I be sparking and rusting, man, like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just a brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifested. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my sacred life.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys a major update for the Boruto anime. So normally this is the time of the month where I talk spoilers, but this is a huge update for the anime that I can't not talk about, especially given how people tend to overreact over a lot of stuff. The best example of the fandom overreacting would be how when Kawaki's character design came out, everybody said, oh my god, they ruined Kawaki in the anime. And like I said back then, I'm gonna say the same thing now. This is just a doodle that is a reference sheet for the final product. This is not the final product, however. Case in point, Kawaki. Well, in the newest Weekly Shonen Jump issue, one of the things that we have is the promotional material for Naruto's Baryon Mode, with the confirmation that is going to take place in episode 216. So you're going to see Baryon Mode in the upcoming episode, more than likely at the back end of the episode, but there's quite a few things to look at on here. Now, I do want to say this is just the character design sheet, which, to restate, is just a reference sheet for the animators that are working on it. Baryon Mode, the actual fight, should be done by Studio Pierrot in episode 217. If I'm not mistaken, 216 is going to be an outsourced episode by the sub studio for Studio Pierrot, so you can probably expect some corrections from some of the main animators. But what I will say though is this is roughly about what I expected the design sheet for the character to look like. I'm a little disappointed that, you know, Naruto didn't have the manga outfit with the black shirt with the orange stripes all over the shirt and everything, but he's never worn that outfit in the anime, so I didn't expect to see that for this anime version. But we have some information that's been acquired from Abdul on Twitter and translated by Night Baryon that I want to go over and kind of give you guys my thoughts on it. So at the top it says Boruto episode 216 preview. The big middle text is Naruto and Sasuke are headed to the decisive battlefield. The small text underneath that says that Boruto uses the power of karma to take Isshiki into another dimension where the decisive battle begins. So essentially just on that, that's kind of like a little bit of a recap of what happened in episode 215. Now the Naruto text says Naruto Baryon Mode. So I do like that they are confirming that the anime is still going to stick with the name Baryon Mode. I've seen people worry for whatever reason that the anime was going to change the name. The thing I've always said is that when the anime makes changes, it'll be the stuff like, say, story, or it'll change around some of the panels or stuff like that. Viz Media, when they do their translations for the manga, might change some stuff around. The same thing with Crunchyroll, they might change some stuff as far as subtitles, but if there's a name change, you won't know that until the episode comes out. It's very similar to how Ada is spelled E-I-D-A in the manga, when it's really supposed to be ADA. So you just have to watch the episode and see what they go with on the subtitles. And I like the reveal that they have right there, and it gives you a little bit of explanation on it. It says that Naruto takes Kurama's suggestion and activates a new mode. The right side text, in order to protect Konoha, the three of them go to a different dimension to fight a decisive battle. So I think right here, one of the huge things we kind of have to look at is the fact that what they've done is they've revealed Baryon Mode in order to drum up a lot of hype. And I have to say, I really feel like this is something that was needed, because after the last episode where people are like, my god, how in the hell is Isshiki this strong? Well, now you're getting the opportunity. You're going to see Naruto with this Sage of Six Paths Chakra mode, and you're going to see Sasuke with all the powers of the Rinnegan. You're going to watch them struggle. They're going to do a little bit better than what you saw Rock Lee and them do, which that's not saying much of anything, because those characters were essentially one shot. However, what I like about this is that by showing Baryon Mode at the end of this episode, what it's going to show you is that in order to even begin to fight somewhat relative to Isshiki at full power, Naruto needs a brand new transformation that is absolutely overpowered. So this is why I kept telling people, when it comes to Isshiki, the guy has weaknesses, but the problem is that those weaknesses are not something you can strategize for to come up with ways to counter, because Naruto and Sasuke, as they currently are, do not have the physical strength, do not have the physical speed in order to take advantage of that window that you have for the weaknesses. In the case of this, when you look at Isshiki's ability to shrink things, what good is it to discover a weakness when you don't have the physical combat speed or the power to be able to capitalize on whatever weaknesses you discover? If you have Sage Mode Naruto from the Pain arc go up against Sasuke from the War arc who has the Rinnegan, and Naruto's able to realize that Sasuke's Rinnegan, the Maini Teijikara, has a distance as far as for how far he can swap in and out and swap people and objects and places. Even if Sage Mode Naruto knows that, he doesn't have the combat speed or the physical power to be able to do much of anything to Rinnegan Sasuke. He's not going to be able to react fast enough, and that's the problem that Naruto and Sasuke are running in with Isshiki. Even once they discover the weaknesses for any jutsu, they can't capitalize on it, which is what makes Baryon Mode, this form that you see in the weekly Shonen Jump promotional material, that's what makes it so interesting, because of how overpowered the ocular speed of that transformation is, which is exactly what you need to be able to counter Isshiki, as well as the physical combat speed and the physical combat power. The best way I can think of it to describe how overpowered Baryon Mode is, to give you an idea without going into major spoilers, is essentially, if you've ever wondered what 6-pass Chakra Mode Naruto could do if Naruto had the Sharingan's visual prowess, if you've ever wondered that, Baryon Mode is basically your opportunity to see that, because Sasuke even confirms that Naruto's eye speed is able to perceive things at a much faster rate than himself. Sasuke in the battle with Isshiki is struggling just to keep up with the movements. Naruto's seeing everything in slow motion. So this is a huge power up, which again, it makes sense when you look at how powerful Isshiki Otsutsuki is. You know, I totally understand why people look at Isshiki and say that he's just so overpowered and everything. I'm just gonna say this, it's kind of like if you use video games as an example and you get to a floor boss that is a level 100 floor boss, and you walk into that battle with two characters that are at level 40, they're gonna get demolished. And that's kind of what you're seeing right here, is that Naruto and Sasuke, they're those level 40 fighters trying to take on a level 100 floor boss. It's not gonna happen. That's why Naruto needs this huge reveal. Now, however, I just want to make this quick video real quick and try and get out a little ahead before some of the outrage comes in. I want to know from you guys, what are you guys most expecting to see with Baryon Mode? Do you think that they're going to add extra scenes to it? Or are you like me? Are you basically saying if we get extra scenes, cool, but if we don't, there's no reason to get mad at the anime staff, because literally what they're supposed to do is adapt the manga. So if the fight ends up being like how it was in the manga version, then it really goes back to what I've said before. The fights in the manga need to step it up because they're not as creative as shown when the anime is able to make these fights a lot better. So I'm really curious to see what you guys' thoughts on this. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Have an awesome day, guys.